Hey beautiful people, welcome back to Roots and Rainbows. If you're new here, I'm Aishatu Abubakar Chukelu, and this is where we talk about motherhood, culture, and everything in between as a Nigerian mom raising a child in the UK. Yes, how can I help you? But before we get into today's episode, I just want to say this channel is not just for Nigerian moms. It's for expectant moms, for moms in the diaspora, for anyone raising children far away from home, away from their village, away from the support they grew up knowing. However you want to call it, but you get my drift. It's for the moms juggling it all with little or no help, figuring things out as we go. Honestly, it reminds me of the intro video I had to shoot at night because that was the only time I could, with my little one sleeping right next to me and me trying to keep my voice down so I wouldn't wake him. That moment, that's motherhood in a nutshell. Always adjusting, always making it work. So if that sounds like you, you're in the right place. Now, let's get into it. Today's topic, what I wish I knew before motherhood in the UK. And trust me, there's a lot I wish I knew. You see this topic, it needs to be in phases. Don't worry, we'll have more. But for now, let's focus on this. I'm talking about early pregnancy to final weeks of pregnancy, unexpected health complications, the reality of the NHS hospital stays, postpartum struggles, breastfeeding challenges, and what no one tells you about those first few weeks with a newborn. Sometimes they do, but not always. I'm always chatting with sister moms, and that is when you will hear, "Oh, me too." And I'm like, so if I didn't open my mouth, I'll just be here feeling like a failure. Then one time, one of my sister friends said, "Who no go, no no. Until you go no." I'm sure everyone understands that statement. And to be honest, she had a point. You must walk that walk to understand. As I listen to these experiences and with Mother's Day coming up soon, I just want to say, moms, you are incredible. The strength it takes to bring a baby into this world is unmatched. So, let's dive in. Growing up in Nigeria, it felt like a pregnant woman just needed to sit down and cross her legs and everybody would do things for her. Carry her bag, cook for her, give her the special treatment. Even Nollywood movies would show pregnant women balancing with trays of food that had been served. Well, here you can balance with the fruit too, but last you'll get up and take out your trash, load your laundry and dishwasher, or just do your washing and cleaning up, unless you have help, which is rare.
Know if it's like morning or afternoon. It's morning. Well, I've definitely just eaten a packet of hobnobs for breakfast. I mean, my house is a shit tip. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Another thing is, in Nigeria, we're so used to going straight to the doctor or even a private hospital if we can afford it. But here it's call your GP for everything. Oh, something that shocked me. No one sees you till 12 weeks. Really? That was my experience, Sha. I don't know about anyone else. It was like, if you have done the pregnancy test and it says positive, then you are pregnant. So, see you in 12 weeks. Even over the different trimesters, when you feel unwell and need reassurance, you don't just show up. You call your GP. Or mama's line if you feel it's serious. Then you are booked in to be seen. No, just show up and get attended to, like back home. That was a big adjustment. I certainly wasn't comfortable. So, what did I do? I registered with a midwife here in the UK, and she's Nigerian. Tolu, the midwife, was amazing. She was like one of those translators/tour guides when you go on holiday to a country where you don't speak the language. But really, she was just able to break it down and give me the assurance I needed, especially as this was new to me and my expectations didn't quite match the reality. On the flip side though, giving birth on the NHS is free, which was a blessing. Now, let's go deeper, and I'll be taking these in segments. The first one is the first few weeks preparing for baby's arrival. So let's rewind a bit to the last few weeks before birth. You see, you think you are ready. You have your hospital bag packed, your baby's clothes washed and folded, your birth plan printed out like it was an official document. In your mind, everything is set, right? Then life happens. My dear sisters, please print out your birth plan. Oh. Let nobody say Aisha said is useless. Shall do your part. But let me tell you, when life is coming at you fast, you see all your planning, it goes out the window. I have a lot of after the fact moments. Now, when I come across or remember my plan, I laugh at myself. Anywho, expectation versus reality. So for expectations, you think I'll go into labor naturally, get to the hospital, breathe through the contractions, have a smooth birth, which a lot of people do actually. Reality, no one tells you of the possibility of health complications, flipping everything upside down. And I found out from a lot of conversations that this was most people's experience. That in the final weeks, you could be exhausted, swollen, and barely sleeping. We don't talk about preeclampsia enough. Something I didn't even know was common among black women. Suddenly, your entire birth plan is out the window, and your doctor is discussing induction and possible C-section. No, this is not to scare anyone. We are just here having real conversations, right? I told you we're keeping it real here. Anyways, we can go on and on, but if we do, we'll sleep here. So on to the next. The birth experience, the unexpected C-section. So the day finally comes, you're induced and thinking, okay, let's do this. But after hours of labor, things aren't progressing. Baby's heart rate starts dipping, and suddenly the doctors are telling you you need to do a C-section. This was not the plan. Birth plan my foot. So you are thinking, I'm not mentally prepared for a C-section. You had imagined pushing your baby out, holding him or her right after, and having that magical movie moment. Instead, surgery, needles, anesthesia, and you're thinking, this is not what I expected. How come people don't talk about this enough? Or do we just have selective hearing? Or do we know or hear these things, or are more focused on shopping for the baby? Because honestly, that's a big chunk of all we think about when we get the news that we're expecting. Oh, let me take this opportunity to say, mamas, you do not need everything. So that I don't digress, drop a comment if you want us to get into essentials for mommy and baby. Where was I again? Oh, was it that we didn't have to worry about a lot of things in Nigeria due to the culture of help or assistance? Or was it because we as a people focus on the grace of God and will the pregnancy experience to be positive? Or we don't entertain any so-called negative thoughts? Once anyone makes any statement that is perceived not to be good, the first thing you hear is, God forbid, it's not your portion. So most times, we as a people are not prepared for the reality of things. I mean, I could go on and on, but here, as they say, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. I just don't know. The next thing is the pain of an unplanned C-section. You can't move properly, laughing hurts, and even holding your baby feels like a struggle. No one tells you about the trapped gas pain after a C-section. But let me tell you, despite all that, one thing every mom will tell you is, the moment they place your baby on your chest, it's all worth it. Or your mama's in the house, am I lying? On to the next, the NHS hospital stay, the good and the struggle. Now let's talk about the hospital stay. First, big love to the NHS staff, the midwives, the doctors, nurses. They work so hard and I will forever be grateful. But shared rooms, I wasn't ready for that one. I don't know about others. In Nigeria or other parts of the world where I knew people who had babies, they were in rooms by themselves. But in the UK, you are in a ward with a few other new moms, which meant hearing multiple babies crying, nurses coming in and out at all hours, and barely getting any sleep. And the food, let's just say hospital food is hospital food, and thank God for homemade meals. In fact, I feel the system is designed to get you out faster, and it works. Next one is postpartum, the recovery no one talks about. Hiya, baby. Hiya, baby. Hiya, baby. Hiya, baby. He will not stop saying hi. Where was I? Postpartum, the recovery no one talks about. You see, this is the one no one talks about. I keep hearing that we forget when the time passes. I don't know about that. Leaving the hospital, I thought, okay, I've done the hardest part. Lies. No one is prepared for postpartum recovery. You can't tell me nothing. Absolutely no one is prepared for it. The struggles, the soreness, the stitches, the emotions. You probably cry over the smallest things. The health visitor visits, they were helpful, but also nerve-wracking because you feel like you're being judged. But to be honest, I feel like this is just the system's way of checking in on you. My thoughts, so what do I know? The exhaustion, you don't sleep more than 2 hours at a time for weeks. And then comes the biggest struggle for some, breastfeeding. To be honest, every new mom will go through these things regardless of where you are. But in Nigeria and probably some other parts of the world, this is where the help comes into play compared to the UK. Breastfeeding struggle, what I wish I knew. You see those cute pictures of moms breastfeeding peacefully? Lies. Okay, maybe I should stop saying the word lies because everyone's experience is different, right? For me, it was painful, frustrating, and overwhelming. Papa, what are you doing? Okay, I'm back. Where was I? Yeah, Papa? Yes, it was frustrating and it was overwhelming. Now let me get personal here and share a story. The first few days... yeah, I know. Okay, I'm back again to share my personal story. The first few days, my baby couldn't latch properly. I was so sore. Let me not bore you, you know the works. I remember thinking, why is no one talking about this? It's not my big boobs though. The size of your breast has absolutely nothing to do with milk production. Anyway, one thing I'm grateful for through all of this is sisterhood. I got all sorts of gifts. From a breastfeeding pillow, my best friend, it's amazing. It's an amazing product. It even has a holder for stuff. To teas, to lactation snacks and pack from the milk booster. The support was amazing and no one was judging. I was so annoyed that I didn't know about all this sooner. All it took was for me to speak up. And I realized I was not alone. Really though, why don't we talk about this enough? Anyway, breastfeeding clinic saved me. The NHS has free lactation consultants. Use them. I also learned that fed is best. Let everybody rest, because if you can do breast milk only, we hear that breast is best, but not everyone is lucky enough to have a smooth process. So let's learn to extend grace and not pass judgment when people do what's best for them. Especially my people. We shall like to have an opinion on everything, even though most times we know it's coming from a good place. So, yes, fed is best. I hope I've not lost you all. Let me wrap this up. Finally, baby sleep and attachment, the unexpected reality. Okay, can we talk about baby sleep? Because we all thought we would just put baby in the cot and they will sleep. Really, some babies want to be on you all the time. Safe sleep rules say no co-sleeping, but in reality, survival mode kicks in. I wish someone told me about realistic baby sleep, because expecting a newborn to sleep like an adult is a joke. And this wraps it up for today. I hope I didn't lose you guys. I'm sorry, but I felt it was important not to gloss over some things. There are probably some things I missed out, so drop a comment, let's chat. As I said before, I want this to be a virtual mommy and me hangout. You are not alone. And you probably find someone on here who went through the same thing or is going through the same thing as you. We are here to cheer you on, mama, and probably even learn from you. So, what's coming next? Next week, we're diving into parenting styles, mommy versus me. Because let's be honest, the way we were raised is very different from how we're raising our kids now. And the clashes, we'll talk about it. Motherhood is hard, beautiful, exhausting, and rewarding. But no matter what, you are doing amazing. If you're pregnant or a new mom, please take advantage of the NHS services. From midwives to breastfeeding support, they are there to help you. Now tell me, what's the one thing that surprised you about motherhood? Drop a comment below, like and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram, Roots and Rainboots, for mom life updates. From Roots and Rainboots, wherever you plant your roots, may they grow strong. See you next week. Bye.